Hello there. Welcome to Just Jaina. As I lag a little bit, I'm doing something very fun for this episode, and I'm going to attempt to teach you the very basics of Tetris. I know it seems kind of brain dead, like you move blocks around and you clear lines, but the game is really complicated and intricate, and it has a very high skill cap when you get into the upper echelons of competitive play. I've been playing Tetris my whole life, off and on, and I absolutely love the game. My favorite aspect is the Tetris itself, because that sounds funny to say, well, wouldn't everyone love that aspect? In the last 10 years, Tetris has evolved significantly to place more emphasis on T-spins, which is an advanced function technique of the game. But in this episode, I am focusing on the very basics, and I will be playing thanks to the help of a JavaScript application called JSTRIS. If you Google JSTRIS, you will find this game, and you can even play against others online as it's very popular. I am playing against the computer by myself, by my lonesome self, and I will show you the very basics. And it's pretty self-explanatory, so I don't really need to narrate it too much. But without further ado, let's begin. Switching my screen, there we go. Okay. So I clicked on play, then I clicked on practice. The game will start automatically. If you want to like stretch out your fingers like me a little bit, you just purposefully lose the game and then you can start a new one. It's not very intuitive. You'd think the new game button would start a new game. It doesn't. You actually have to click under practice, you have to click free play. So let me begin. Mind you, I desire to be a competitive Tetris player, but I'm still pretty low skilled compared to the really good players. I think one of them is named Wombo or something. I don't know. I am just now getting back into Tetris after not playing for about 5 years. There we go. So I will be focusing on Tetrises themselves, and I prefer the right side of the board to lay down my Tetris, because you will need a column that is 1 square wide for that wonderful blue block. How do we get there? Well, we have to create the foundation for this block. And I like to use another blue block to start it off. So I have it set that spacebar auto drops, hard drops, it's called hard drop. There you go. And tab is the hold, because you could hold a piece and save it for later, which is invaluable. So you absolutely practice holding. So I will lay down these pieces. Notice I did not rotate these pieces. You want to keep the playing field as flat as possible. And the up arrow on your keyboard is the rotate button. There we go. Alright, so we can begin laying our foundation for a Tetris, keeping in mind a flat playing field. And I am playing very slow. I don't play this slow normally, but I have a feeling that if I tried to play fast now, I would make a fool of myself. So I am just going to play very slow for you. Alright, so I have my Tetris brick. I don't have enough for a Tetris, so I'm going to hold this and save it for later. These squiggly lines, I actually don't even know what they're called. The red and green ones, they're tricky. They're very tricky to work with because sometimes you don't have the proper platform to lay them on. And they can create odd gaps that are hard to clear later on. Alright, so I just got a second Tetris brick, or technically a third. I'm not going to lay it down yet because I still only have a stack that's 3 tall. If you see this purple area on the bottom left, it's only 3 tall. So that's not a Tetris. We want a Tetris. Oops, I accidentally pressed tab instead of spacebar. Fortunately, the pieces are the same. Just gonna speed this along for you. And obviously, if you're playing against other players, you don't want to be so risky in building your field high, especially if you're new to the game. But for sake of example, I'm exaggerating it a lot. Okay, let's tab into our Tetris brick and get our first Tetris. Tetris bricks can fit really well in tight spaces and take advantage of that. Notice that there's barely 4 spaces at the very top, and even if there were only 3, you still might be able to fit that Tetris brick. And well, because I can, I'll go for a second Tetris to keep the playing field low. And notice how the right-hand column is maintained. I'm not really filling it up with gaps or anything like that. Because I didn't keep in mind keeping a flat playing field, so I'm returning my playing field to be very flat. And I'll use the L bricks, the L and J bricks, to help me with that. Oh, perfect little space there. Oh, wrong button again. Oh well, it still works. Okay, now we're going to have our very first gap. This is an unavoidable gap. And we'll clean it up later. Don't worry if you have a gap. Sometimes they are unavoidable. Just keep in mind, the next piece I want to lay down is the green ziggly Z piece. I'll just call them Z pieces, because now I have a nice little opening for it. Alright, let's get our third Tetris. Don't try to play too fast. That was my downfall. I try to play really fast like the pros, and I just make more mistakes. I get more frustrated. I lose more games against other players, and because I have a very competitive spirit, I let it get to me. The saying "you mad bro" or "you mad sis"? Yeah, I'm mad. Sometimes I get mad. Back in the day when I played Magic the Gathering, even Pokemon cards before then, Pokemon TCG, I would get so pissed off at my opponent sitting across the table from me at the mall as we'd play a tournament. Like, like they had to pull me aside several times, like, Jaina, or Jacen at the time, and Jaina, you know, it's just a game, have some sportsmanship. And I'm like, screw that, I want to win. Tight spaces, tight spaces. You will get so comfortable dealing with tight spaces. There we go. I'll create an opening for my next brick. Always look what piece is coming next. That is imperative. In fact, you'll get to a point, if you practice a lot, you'll memorize the entire right-hand column where it shows your next pieces. Let's do another tight squeeze Tetris. Actually, it's going to be a Tetris, then it's going to be a triple, because we have the gap on toward the bottom left. Ooh, I hate that gap. Let's get rid of it. I love JSTRIS because it makes cool chords as you get combos. It increases in the octave. You'll see. If I get a combo, you'll see. Here I am I just got done playing Tetris 99 and Puyo Puyo Tetris on the Switch, so I'm so used to that playing field. And, of course, those controls, but I have a keyboard, not a Switch controller. Alright, I will not talk for a sec while I just clear some of this stuff out. See, I was trying to be hasty and I just made a mistake. So now I have like a double gap, which really sucks. If you're a little bit familiar with the game, you'll be like, well, what about T-spins? I'm still learning them. In fact, if you know what a T-spin is, it's basically where you rotate a piece into a very physically impossible scenario, but it works, and you get the bonus of a Tetris, but you use fewer lines, so you could do more with your playing field. I must admit that I despised T-spins for the longest time because people would use them on me, and I would be doing back-to-back Tetrises, triple, like sometimes even triple back-to-backs, like three line blocks in a row, and I'd still get my ass kicked because someone was doing T-spins, and I'm like, fuck this game. It's, it's changed. It's not real Tetris anymore. But if you can't beat them, join them. Things evolve all the time. Technology evolves all the time. I mean, I have to learn new programming languages all the time to keep my job relevant, my skills relevant. Okay, remember those 2 gaps we created. We are almost ready to start clearing them out. Once Jaina stops talking, that is. Oh, dearie. Eh. Ah, those were some nice, what, notes? Melody increases? I don't know music. I don't know music theory very well. If you know the answer, like when something goes da 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 da, I don't know what it's called. So, okay, let's do something crazy. As you play more, you'll get more comfortable about placing blocks in weird locations because you visualize the outcome. It looked like it would have created a gap, but it did not. That's why it's imperative to play slow so you can memorize that and cement them into muscle memory. Sticky wicket. There's this saying that I actually learned in my running career. And that saying goes, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. When you try to do anything in life really fast, you tense up. And when you're tense, you can't have fluid, smooth, swift motions. That's why you always begin the game. Oh, actually, saved it. I wanted to use that line block right here. There we go. Yeah, don't anything in life. This is my practical wisdom for you. Don't worry about speed. It will come naturally. See, look at that. If I'm trying to play fast, I'm not warmed up yet. Like, I'm making mistakes left and right. But the beautiful thing about Tetris is it teaches you how to deal with mistakes, especially under pressure. When your playing field is way up here at the top, and you're acting on pure instinct, and you're just banging out the lines, clearing them, getting, like, epic combos, and, like, especially when you're knocking out other players from the game, oh my god, it's the best feeling. But you can't get there forcefully. It has to happen naturally. Alright, so I'm in a really weird position right here. And how I'm going to fix it is actually by creating a temporary flaw in the playing field. Because I know eventually I will be able to clear it. Nope. Okay, see how I have the green Z block on hold? Well, that won't fit this, but it will fit this. You'll see what I mean. Boom! Alright, let's get back to the ground level. Alright, we cleared some gaps, and now we are ready to clean our room. There it is. All clear. Did I make a mistake? Probably. Oh well. You get an extra bonus if you can manage to clear the entire playing field where there's no pieces left, except the one that's dropping. That's called an all clear, and it gives you, in Tetris 99 it sends like 10 lines of garbage to your opponents. And to show you, I might actually, on the spot, I might play against other people. I'd be very nervous, but you know what? Let's do it for fun. Screw this little tiny game. I think we're done cleaning up our room, right? Oh yeah, I'm so fast. Okay. Live. Oh my god, I've never played live Tetris on this website, so I'm very excited. Wait until the round ends. Okay, they are in the top 2. They're about to finish up. Oh, they just did. Okay, oh my god. Nervous, excited at the same time. I'm going to focus on slow and smooth, and I'm going to focus on not making any mistakes. Okay. Yeah, how do I play this? Cool. Looks like one person is still playing. I don't understand. They already have a first place winner. Why is someone still playing? New game? Oh! Weird. I didn't realize I had that kind of control. I have the god power! Oh my god, this is so different! I'm not gonna... Uh-oh, garbage incoming. Oh shit. See, I'm gonna be knocked out because I am out of my element. I'm not using that as an excuse. Perhaps I should have warmed up a bit more before I pressed record. Yeah. If it isn't obvious, that's what garbage is. I got knocked up. No. I got knocked up really fast. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Practice. Practice. Oh. Mistakes. Mistakes were made. Oh, Jaina. Anyway, you're not here to watch me play Tetris. That's what Jaina Games is for. And as soon as I can afford the console capturing device to stream live from my Nintendo Switch, you are going to see so much of me playing Tetris and Zelda and all the things that you will get so sick of me. Okay. I just used the hold button like 3 or 4 turns in a row. That just shows you how powerful that hold button is to get you out of a bind, left and right. Oops. Okay, that one I am blaming on lag. That was weird. That one too. Oh man. Maybe it's because like it's sensitive to the keyboard. I'm playing very aggressively, so that's why I do it. I don't suck this bad. I promise. I promise. Alright. Ah! It's very sensitive. Like my little car. The clutch in my little Mazda Miata MX-5 is so sensitive. It's so easy to stall out unless you learn the body language of the car. I love my car. Maybe I'll introduce you to her sometime. My car's name is Jazzy. At least you deserve to see a picture of her or something. I will share one. In the comments, I will share a picture of my car Jazzy from around the time we got her. We meaning my dad. That's the funny story. I'll explain more in depth later, but I had broken my wrist because I was vaulting over couches foolishly with my friend, and I landed improperly and broke my wrist. So I had a cast for 6 weeks, and that was also the same time that I got my car, which was my very first car with a stick shift. And I learned to drive stick shift with my left hand doing the shifting. Obviously, in America, shifting is done with the right hand. But I'd hold the wheel like this. This is my left hand, and I'd reach under and shift it while holding the wheel with my thumb, because that's the only phalange that was available for my using, was my thumb. Wait, if a thumb is not a finger, is it still a phalange? Please let me know. Okay, I'm done with this. I'm done. Okay, yeah, so like I was saying, I'll put a picture of my little Miata, Jazzy, in the comments for fun. And I will also link to this fun game. I recommend you learn the basics of Tetris. Learn how to play flat, like keep the playing field as flat as possible. Actually, let's start. You will get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm just gonna exaggerate here. You will get to a point where there's pieces like stacked up tall, and you're like struggling because you have no other place to put them. So you put the pieces tall, like so. Don't let that get to you. Just focus on the areas around and shrink that large tower so that you can continue playing the game. Mistakes were made. Mate, who said that? Is that Rogue? Is that the Rogue in Hearthstone? Is she the one who says mistakes were made? No, it wasn't Jaina, was it? No, my name does not come from her, World of Warcraft. It comes from probably most likely Star Wars. I can't tell if I created the name first before I read the Star Wars novels, or if I read the novels and then used that name in a short story I did, in which the female protagonist's name was Jaina. Anyway, that's loosely where my name came from. But in Hearthstone, the World of Warcraft, or just the Warcraft world, not necessarily the MMORPG, there's a character named Jaina. And people are always like, "You're Jaina Proudmoore." I'm like, close, but not really. Okay, I don't know why I'm playing. I was showing you. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about, like, tall towers in Tetris. Just focus on playing slow and smooth, not like I just did. And be calm, because in a in a multiplayer game, when people are sending you garbage, because like when you get a Tetris, you send 4 lines of garbage to the bottom of the playing field of your target opponent. That causes their playing field to increase. So garbage could actually work in your favor, because if they do Tetris, all the garbage is neatly stacked so that a line block will clear it. But the problem with that is you have to get to that garbage by clearing out your own shit. So you have to clear out your own shit, then you get to attack the garbage and send all that shit back to your opponent, and it's the best feeling ever. I'm going to end this here, and thank you for watching this very unique episode of Just Jaina. I hope you enjoyed it. Go play some Tetris. Be prepared to see Tetris blocks in your mind literally everywhere. And if you play enough, play Tetris in your mind like me. Like, I could play a full game of Tetris in my mind. I don't know how I do. I just close my eyes and I could see the pieces falling and I could rotate them. It's weird. But yes, that will happen if you play enough. But it's kind of fun too. It's like free entertainment when you have no technology around. um, and it's best when you have like a song stuck in your head at the same time. So it's like you have a full-on computer system in your head playing music and playing Tetris. Or is that just me? I don't know. Alright. I wish you the best of the best. Farewell.